What's up, team? Welcome back to another weekly Forex market breakdown, guys. I do apologize for my absence the last couple of weeks, guys. Been really busy. I know I haven't been able to post a market breakdown. It's been a little minute since we posted one, guys. So I did want to give you guys a market breakdown this week, just to show you guys an insight on what I'm looking at to potentially trade the upcoming trading week, right? So with that being said, guys, as always, we're going to dive straight in. So GJ, guys, what I am looking for, this is actually confirmed. All of these setups are confirmed from the weekly and down. So they all have higher time frame confluence, okay? And so what I'm actually looking for on this pair is a retest, okay, from this double bottom that we established at these lows. I do see the market relieving some pressure and seeing further upside. Most traders would actually aim for the neckline, okay, for that retest. But the smart trader knows that everything is not going to always be perfect. So we're actually aiming for the 61.8. We're going to go for a little deeper retracement. This is GBPJPY, so we all know that it does wick a lot more, and it's a lot more heavier. So we want to give that enough breathing room, you know, to do its thing and then give us that reversal, okay? I'm also noticing that the trend changed, okay? We had that downtrend, consolidation. We started to get highs throughout that downtrend, and we started to form higher highs and higher lows. So I'm also looking for that higher low to form around that 61.8. If this trade is to come prematurely, then it'll happen around the 50 Fibonacci. But overall, I personally won't be taking this trade unless we reach the 61.8 and we are able to identify exhaustion. From there, I'll look to enter the market for the reversal and the continuation to the upside. US30. So this was a beautiful pair that we traded last week. It pushed out over 1,000 pips. So beautiful, guys. We sold it from here down, and then we bought this bad boy all the way up. I've already taken all profit off of the table around this region here. So what we're actually looking for is another slight pop-up. Okay, so I'm looking for another slight pop-up. If we are keeping the momentum, then we might actually just push all the way up to the zone. So I do want you guys to be careful this week on the US 30 and make sure you're using very good management, okay? But once we do get that reversal, I am looking for price action to reverse down here and then give us a potential continuation, depending on how the higher time frame. When I say higher time frame, as far as in this specific situation, I'm going to be looking at the daily to see what the daily is showing me throughout this area once we get to support, okay? So the safe way to trade this, honestly, I would skip the sells and I would just wait for the buys on this one, okay? And so once we get in that buy area, if we are seeing that loss of momentum as far as for that short temporary downside, then I'll probably be looking to take some longs on this pair to achieve that last level around that 27,000 level pretty much there, guys. So that's US 30. Just looking for a slight continuation on this one. On the weekly time frame perspective, we are still bullish, okay? So the retracement, I'm not really expecting much from the retracement, okay? I'm going to show you guys. So this is a little glitch right here. This candlestick's not actually formed yet. So far, all we've gotten is this bullish engulfing candlestick, and we have the following candlestick that came right after it right here, right? So what I'm actually looking for is just a slight retracement down into this yellow zone here, and then the continuation up potentially to form new highs. As you guys can see on that weekly perspective, we're making those higher highs, higher low, higher high, higher low. So potentially the market's setting itself up for a new higher high, okay? So that is the US 30. I am looking for higher price action. NZDCAD, guys. So on this pair, I'm actually looking for just a small continuation, more of an intraday trade for me, not a directional trade. I'm actually just looking for this Gartley harmonic pattern to play out. I do want to see one more push into this area. The Gartley does come at the 78.6 Fibonacci level, so we haven't fully tested it yet. So I'd like to see price potentially retrace anywhere within this bubble range and then pop back up to form that double top, and then we get that movement to the downside. So you guys can see here how do we got that double bottom, looking for something similar over here, right? And also looking for a potential 3 drive into our supply zone. Okay, so first drive, second drive, and that third drive into that supply zone. From there, I'll definitely be looking at shorts to head to the downside. Okay. Target 1, 38.2. Target 2, 61.8. I won't be targeting any further than the 61.8 on this pair, although the higher time frame does confirm that the trend is bearish and we could see a new low. Okay, that's overall. But personally, I'm just going to trade within our zone here, okay, within this range. That's NZDCAD. So AUDCAD, what I'm looking for this week on AUDCAD, I'm looking for a retest to this counter trend line, and then I'm looking for the price action to continue its momentum to the downside. So on NZDCAD and AUDCAD, from a long-term perspective, I do want to see both of them make new lows, okay? But overall, I'm just going to be trading them kind of within the current perspective that I can see price action, okay? So for this trade here, we'll wait for price action. We're actually already in the buy. Our stop loss is at entry as well. It's not far from entry. This one, I'm not going to lie to you guys, might take us out at entry, but it's okay. We don't lose anything. There is still profit on the table as of now as we speak. So if you want to go ahead and take that profit off of the table, that's up to you as well. But we might see a smaller retracement back into this 50 range, that 50 moving average, and then we might see that retracement back to the upside into this supply zone here, as well as that counter trend line. Around that 61.8 confluence, and then looking for that rejection out of this range back to the downside. And so that's AUDCAD, guys. The best entry is going to be in this green zone. USDJPY, this is definitely one of the faves for this week. GJ is a favorite for this week. EURNZD is a favorite for this week, and AUDUSD, for those who know, it's my favorite currency in general. So it's on the list this week, so it's an automatic fave, right? So USDJPY, right now we're currently playing in a descending channel. On the higher time frame, we do see a downtrend very well established. We also have reached a support range that has been retested 3 times. So I'll go ahead and show you that, guys, on the weekly perspective here. So we have reached a bottom. So I want you guys to be aware of this, just in case UJ does decide to push up. If UJ does decide to break this TL and push up, we'll be going along on UJ, and gold will continue to melt, okay? So we definitely got some good trades off on gold last week, grabbed some beautiful pips last week, guys. We grabbed almost 1,400 to 1,600 pips last week. It's amazing. So on UJ, guys, you can see that we're in a very important demand zone here. 1 retest, 2 retests, 3 retests. So we're definitely at a support, okay? So if price action does want to continue long, you guys need to make sure you're watching around this area. So we're only going to take this trade if we're able to see that exhaustion being formed in our area of interest, okay? And so we want to make sure the higher time frame candlesticks are showing a loss of momentum, potentially some reversal candlesticks, or maybe even some reversal patterns forming in this range. Once we're able to identify the exhaustion in the market, then I do feel it will be safe enough for us to take this trade to the downside for potentially another retest for the lows. Is actually what I'm aiming for. If you guys want to get out of this safely, you can aim for the 105-200 level. That'll be a good range to get out of it, because we could reverse from here back to that upside. So just so you don't get caught out in any kind of bad extra moves, right? But that's UJ, guys. By that time it gets down here, stop losses in profit. Me personally, I take profits off of the table each time, usually when I hit a stop loss. So the bag will be secured, no doubt, if it does reverse off of this resistance area that we're looking at. It's up to you guys just if you want to hold it a little bit longer or not, okay? So next pair that we'll be looking at is NU. And actually, we were going to be looking at NU, but if you guys can see, since TradingView is shitty with their services, it just reset my whole NU chart. So it looks like I still were able to keep it, but you guys saw what just happened. I go through this all the time with TradingView, and it's the only thing I don't like about TradingView. But here's NU, guys. This is what I'm looking for here. On the dollar, okay, I'm actually looking for a potential drop. We're playing in an inner channel on the DXY right now. So I do think that we have a little bit more downside. I'm not going to show you guys the DXY in this weekly breakdown, but on the DXY, we are playing in a channel on the 4-hour to 2-hour time frame. We still have a little bit of room left till we get to the bottom of that channel, right? So if we are to reach the bottom of that channel, that in return would push AUDUSD up, push NZDUSD up, and should help USDJPY go down, right? So NZDUSD, I think this will be a very easy and beautiful trade. I love trades that are confirmed by the higher time frame down, especially when it comes to price action alone, okay? So price action alone tells us that there's more upside coming this week. Reason being is from this strong bullish candle, okay? And it's also a bullish engulfing candle, okay? So what that means is that usually the following candle is going to be the actual bullish move. So what we can expect from this is typically another high that's going to be formed. So it should exceed this current candle, okay? Just to give you guys an example of what a bullish engulfing usually looks like, you guys can see here, this is a bullish engulfing. The next following candle usually is supposed to give you the result of the bullish engulfing forming, okay? So we are looking for higher price action this upcoming week. We definitely should see higher price action. This is also one of the faves for this week as well, guys. Seeing that it is beautifully confirmed. The only thing about this trade that I do want you guys to watch is the entry. Okay, it's, to me, it's going to go up. It's all about, you know, where. Okay, so my entry might not be, it might happen a little earlier. Okay, it's not going to come too deep down here. So if it does come down here and hit the entry, we're good to go. Okay, it's not going to come too deep. Okay, but it could come and turn a little bit more prematurely. So I want you guys to watch out for a potential premature reversal just in case. Okay. But other than that, we definitely should see higher price action on NZDUSD, and I'll probably have some big lots on this bad boy as well. So AUDUSD, for this pair, my fave, guys, really simple. As you guys have been noticing over the years, my charts have been getting a lot more clear, a lot more simple. On this one, we're actually looking for something similar like GJ. But the reason we are not expecting too deep of a retracement like GJ is because, for one, AUDUSD is not a wicker like GJ. And two, the DXY is one of the main reasons we're not expecting as much of a retracement, let alone the higher time frame on this specific pair itself. So for AUDUSD on the higher time frame, it's looking exactly like NZDUSD as far as for how the weekly closed. Okay, so both of them closed with, I'm sorry, go to the weekly here. So both of them closed with engulfings, okay? So again, anytime you have an engulfing, we're looking for the next following candlestick to be the actual move. So what I'm actually looking for is the beginning of the week, a slight pop up, okay? And I'm actually probably going to bring this TP up a little bit more because we might not come all the way down to the 38.2. But if we do, it'll definitely be beautiful, and then we'll rise back up. I'm actually going to be watching this one for you guys. So if I do notice anything as far as price action turning up a little bit earlier, I'll update you guys as far as with the updated setup so you guys can still try to catch that move, okay? For AUDUSD, I am looking for further price action to the upside for this upcoming trading week. Again, today is September the 8th of 2019. So AUDJPY, this is a really simple one here, guys. We're looking for a reversal off of the counter trend line. Once this high fully establishes and it reverses, what I'm going to do is drop 2 fibos. I'm going to put a fibo from this low to that high once it establishes, and then I'm going to put a fibo from this high to the low once it establishes, right? And from there, I'll decipher on where exactly I'll look to see the reversal based on those Fibonacci points. But right now, price action wise, we're looking to see the reversal in around this area here, that 72,500, aligning with that counter trend line. But I just want to see a little bit more Fibonacci confluence around this range with some exhaustion, potentially on the lower time frame, maybe the 2-hour or the 1-hour, looking for that reversal, okay? That's AUDJPY, really simple setup this week, but we definitely should see some higher price action on this one as well. That weekly, just to show you guys on AUDJPY as well. It's looking really beautiful. You guys can see it actually popped it over here, but another bullish engulfing on the weekly as well. So popping straight out, not a lot of wicks on this candlestick. So right now it's not showing any loss of momentum. So I wouldn't be looking for any long-term downside price action right now. Only a short-term retracement for the continuation to follow through with this candlestick, okay? So two more pairs here, guys, to go over. EURNZD, this is one of the faves for this week as well. Higher time frame price action is confirming it. Also, we have a bearish engulfing on this bad boy as well, guys. What I'm looking for on this one is a slight retracement up and then the continuation down. On this one, I'm actually looking to retrace at the 38.2. I've taken this 38.2 measurement from the specific last week's candle, okay? So throughout the full last week's price action, that's the measurement of this Fibonacci sequence that you're seeing here. And so from there, that last week's measurement, we're actually going to target the 38.2 just from the last week price action, okay? And so from here, we'll look to see price continue further down. We could come up to the 61.8. So I do want you guys to make sure you're using exceptional risk management on this trade. It is very heavy. Appropriate stop loss, honestly, is about at the 1.74, I would say, 4,000 level. That's really about an appropriate stop loss for this trade. So again, guys, don't hang yourself, okay? Make sure you're able to hold the trade. Make sure you're using good risk management and a comfortable stop loss, okay? But I do expect further downside price action on EURNZD this upcoming trading week. Now, one of the weakest setups that I do have for this week, as you guys can see, it just reset it again. This is crazy. But one of the weakest setups I do have for this week, if it does pull up, it's EURCHF. Here we go. So for EURCHF, what I am looking for is a break safely, to trade this safely. Now, it's a weak setup. The reason why is because we could still see further downside. My bias on this one is kind of two directions, okay? We could see more downside, but me personally, my instincts are telling me that we're going to see upside, okay? So what I'm looking for on this is an upside vision. To take this safely, you would wait for the break above that 1.09500 level to take this trade safely. That would have broken us out of this consolidated range. It would have also broken us above the 200 EMA, as well as the counter trend line, as well as the previous price action resistance. So that should lock us in for further upside on this pair. The best entry, as far as an aggressive entry, I would say would be around the 61.8 here. So if you want to try to grab this early, again, this is one of my weakest setups that I have. So I need you to understand that this is not one of my faves this week. So this could go wrong, okay? As well as all of these could go wrong. These are just my analysis. But if I had to pick which one might go wrong out of all these, it might be this one, okay? So just be cautious. But of course, I like it. If I have it up and analyzed, that means I like it and I still believe in it, okay? It's just not as strong as the rest of them. So with that being said, if you'd like to take this trade a little bit more aggressively, you would wait for the pullback to the 61.8 area, and that's also going to give you that best range because you're going to be closer to the bottom of this consolidated range here to hopefully, you know, maximize your entry as well as profits and minimize that drawdown, okay? So as far as your stop loss here, it's right at that low. So if we do break out of this zone again and retest these lows, then we're probably going to head down. So the stop loss is a valid stop loss for the current trade, right? So what I mean by that is if this price action is going to be bullish, this should be a valid stop loss, okay? So it should respect this stop loss, okay? If it does break this stop loss, then it will form new lows and it would more than likely continue down here. So that would mean that this analysis was never correct. But if this analysis is correct, then price action should not precede these lows, okay? So you should be able to hold this trade comfortably if it is going to go bullish. Again, to take this safely, just wait for the break of this resistance, guys, with the buy stop potentially right above it, and just let the market do its thing, okay? But that's pretty much all of the charts that I'm looking at for this upcoming week, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the tutorial today as far as the breakdown, guys. If y'all have any questions, as always, guys, feel free to message me as far as on Telegram at FXKTradingCo, or you guys can email me at DeAndreForex@gmail.com. or you guys can shoot me a message here on YouTube or in the comments section. As always, guys, again, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you'd like more content from the FXK team. I hope all of you guys have a great upcoming trading week, and I'll see you guys in the next market breakdown.